Welcome to the IT Free Training video looking at Hyper-V Management. This video will look at how to use the Hyper-V Management tool on the server and client operating systems. I will now change to my computer running Windows Server 2012 R2 to have a look at the process. This server has the Hyper-V role installed and configured. To manage the role, open Server Manager. Once Server Manager is open, the next step is to select Hyper-V Manager from the Tools pull-down menu. Since Hyper-V is installed on the local server, this server will automatically be added to the Hyper-V Manager. At the top of Hyper-V Manager, you can see the virtual machines that are running. Currently, there is only one virtual machine that has been installed on this server. The middle section shows the checkpoints that have been created on that virtual machine. In other virtualization solutions, these may be referred to as snapshots. When a checkpoint is created on a virtual machine, the state of the virtual machine is saved. This includes memory and hard drive contents. Essentially, a checkpoint is saving a moment in time of that virtual machine. Once saved, the administrator is able to restore the virtual machine to that checkpoint, essentially restoring the state of the virtual machine to that previous state. The bottom section of Hyper-V Management shows additional details about the currently selected virtual machine. This shows general information about the virtual machine, as well as information about the memory, networking, and replication information. On the right-hand side are options to configure the Hyper-V server, as well as options to configure the currently selected virtual machine. You can see that if you were using Windows Server, it is fairly easy to configure Hyper-V. In a lot of cases, an administrator will administer a server running Hyper-V from a Windows client. To see how to do this, I will change to my Windows 8.1 computer. The Windows 8.1 client has RSAT installed. RSAT provides the tools to perform server administration. However, notice that if I run Server Manager and then select the Tools menu, there is no option for Hyper-V. The Hyper-V Management tool is not included in RSAT. To install the Hyper-V Management tool, I will right-click on the Start menu and then select the option for Control Panel. From Control Panel, I will then select the option for Programs. Under Programs and Features, I will next select the option Turn Windows Features On or Off. This will show all the features in Windows 8.1 that have been installed. To install the Hyper-V Management tool, all I need to do is expand Hyper-V and then tick the option Hyper-V Management Tools. Once ticked, I will press OK, and the Hyper-V Management tool will be installed on the local computer. Once the install is complete, I will close all these windows and go back to the desktop. If I were to open Server Manager again, the Hyper-V Management tool will now be available. This setup does require RSAT to be installed. If you only want the Hyper-V Management tool, you can also access it by right-clicking on the Start menu, selecting Search, and entering in Hyper as the search term. I can then select Hyper-V Manager and run it. The Hyper-V role is not installed on this computer, so no Hyper-V servers will be shown. To add one, right-click Hyper-V Manager, select the option Connect to Server, and then enter the server name. Hopefully it will connect pretty quickly, but in this case it took just under a minute to connect to the server. Once connected, you will be able to administer the server just like if you were logged into the console of the server. In this example, the workstation and the server are both in the same domain. The user logged into the account is a domain administrator and thus has the required rights to access the server. However, in some cases this may not be the case, and some extra configuration is required. Lucky for us, Microsoft has created a script that makes the process of configuring a server and the client for remote administration very easy when the server is not in the same domain as the client. You will require this additional setup when the Hyper-V server is in a workgroup or the Hyper-V server is in a different domain that is not trusted. The script is available for download from the following location. On the server side, you need to configure which user you want to allow access via remote administration. To add a domain user, use the first example. To add a local user, use the second option. On the client side, you need to run the one command. This will enable anonymous DCOM access to the client. If the Hyper-V server is in a trusted domain, you will not need to run this command. Thanks for watching this video from IT Free Training. I hope to see you in the other videos from us on Hyper-V and other free courses that we offer. Until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.